Thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif, an urban planner, and you're more than welcome to join my big journey of exploring the making of smarter and more livable cities. Please don't forget to follow Urbanistica on the different social media platforms, and also let's connect on LinkedIn. Big thanks to Urbanistica podcast partner AFRY. AFRY is an international engineering and design company providing sustainable solutions in the fields of energy, industry, and infrastructure. Are you ready for a new episode? Let's go for it.
Today we have one more great story in collaboration with H22 the Making of a Smarter City in Helsingborg city in the south of Sweden. I have a great storyteller. I have the pleasure to welcome you, Ulf Molén, to Urbanistica podcast. Hey and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
My pleasure. How are you doing, Ulf?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a lot to do here. I'm new at NSR since last year in October. So I'm learning to know my new colleagues, of course, in the way through Teams, not IRL as I was hoping, but this is working well so far.
Yeah, it's great to hear that you also started a new journey. Tell me, I see that it's sunny. Are you in Helsingborg or where are you? In which city are you now?
Yes, I'm in Helsingborg now. So currently at my home, just south of Helsingborg.
Yeah, that's amazing. So let's start this episode, and I would love to know more about you. You are our storyteller. How would you like to introduce yourself? And please tell us, what are you passionate about?
Yeah, I would like to introduce myself as a family father with focus on our family living and our projects like house renovation and traveling, meet up with friends and do some sporting. As I said, we live just south of Helsingborg with my family, my wife Carolyn, and our youngest son Alex, 17 years old, and our dog Coffee. Our oldest son, Lucas, he's 20 years old, just recently moved to Stockholm for a living and studying. You asked about my passion, and privately, as I mentioned, by our family projects, we love to travel and explore new countries and areas together. My wife is an excellent traveler, planner, which has made our family travel a lot together. And also house projects. I'm very interested in developing our house and garden. The house was built back in 1935 and will always need a maintenance but with great potential. And if you talk about my work, my passion is about sustainable solutions for the future, development for a new business case or a new sustainable solution. Anything actually that makes a positive change and a difference for the future. In my role as a CEO for NSR, I also have the chance to be in a driving seat for a new solution within the sustainability field and waste sector. Actually, that's a thrilling thought for me.
That's amazing journey, and I love how you linked your passion to travel with family, to develop your house or do construction work on your house, and also scale it up to the city level. And I think it will be interesting to hear now NSR journey with H22 EXPO. So can you tell us more about what is NSR and what are you working with? What does NSR do?
NSR is a public waste company owned by 6 municipalities in south of Sweden. In numbers, we are around 150 employees and have a revenue of 40 million euro. We collect around 250,000 tons of waste and run treatment facilities where we can handle all sorts of waste, actually. And I would say we are a very important part of the circular loop and we are on a constant road also to minimize the negative environmental impact from waste. We're also upgrading, of course, the waste to new resources. What else? We take care of our owners' environmental history issues. For example, covering old landfills, treating leachate water, and help them to clean up the contaminated sites on our area of operation.
Wow, so big numbers and big duties. How does it feel now when you are the CEO of NSR?
Yeah, as a CEO for NSR, I have the possibility to take decisions for the future in the way to actually give waste as new resources for new products in the future. So it's a great opportunity for me in my new role to really take the big steps in this way.
Yeah, that's amazing. And tell me, how can you talk a bit about why H22 is important for NSR?
Yeah, NSR has since many years been part of the innovation culture in the city of Helsingborg. For us, it's about getting a circular economy to work for real. And an important part of our innovative process is our cooperation with other companies, our owners, and the citizens, but also the academy, such as the universities around in Sweden. So it has been about also exporting great ideas to the global level, and we believe that H22 EXPO gives us a great platform to invite others for inspiration in our park.
Yeah, can you tell us about this circularity park, Vera Park?
Yeah, actually, it all started a decade ago. NSR invited the industry to run our operations, and by doing that, we have reversed the incitements. The less waste our partners handle, the more money we save for our citizens. So our aim is to be the most efficient and have low cost. And today, the yearly waste fee of our citizens is about the lowest in Sweden, actually. So our focus is to minimize and return the resources and energy to the industry and our citizens. When it comes to minimize the waste, we run projects within the local restaurants, for example, and the schools. And the projects we run has a very positive effect on general development in the industry as well. By inviting the private industry and the academy to our site, we can together develop new processes and products. And when we run these trials, different actors from the industry and the academy who would never normally meet suddenly works together in our park. So it's an important place for development of new resources from waste, actually.
And also, I know that you in this park you collaborate. You have a collaboration model across sectors.
Yeah.
Why it's so important to bring different players to the game of waste?
When it comes to these projects, some of them are pioneer projects, which means that we need the university who have the knowledge of future new innovative process, but also the entrepreneur from the industry. To see the benefit of this and to find new business models for future. So the collaboration with our expertise at NSR, the industry, also new companies finding possibilities, solving our problems, and together with the academy, we find many new good solutions for the future here.
That's great to hear. And it's a good moment to ask you this question, Ulf. I know now I hear a lot of circular economy everywhere. And I would love that. Can you explain to us what is circular economy from the field that you're working with, like from the waste management?
Yeah, first of all, this is not about spending money. It's about creating new sustainable business models. So we'd like to view the waste as a resource that can be turned into a new asset. And I'd like to give you some examples. For example, biogas. And instead of dumping and burning the wood waste, food leftovers are digested in a biological process to produce biogas for vehicles and also production of biofertilizers. The nutrients are again used to production of new food and circulated back in the circular process. So in this model, we have a circular process for real. And as long as we have a vehicle gas market, we also have a great business model. So that's an example. I have more examples which are actually kind of new to the market, and that's about biochar. That's another good example of in the same way. We are investing in a technology where we will be able to create value of treating garden waste into an attractive product called biochar. It's made by a pyrolysis process, and by heating up without oxygen, we can produce a biochar. And this biochar has a surface properties that will enhance the soil carbon and provide a good environment for plants and trees. So the applications are numerous, and the market are now emerging from low levels. It's used in Helsingborg, for example, already. So by this production plant from us, we can enhance the soil and the cultivation in the city, but also carbon capture the carbon into the soil. So it has many positive effects on in the environment, and there is also gas production from this, whereas we can produce heat and power as well.
Ulf, I hear these interesting processes, circular processes, but like I know the result is really great for the environment and for our planet. But now I'm thinking more from the economy aspect. Is it a good business as well? Like, and does it cost to have these circular models?
As long as you have a market paying for the products coming out of this, for example, we have, as I said, the biogas. As long as we have buses and transport working on biogas, of course you need that engine, etc. And they're willing to pay the price just above the price of fossil energy. Of course, we have a good business case. But if you're trying to compete without any incitements or tax levels, it's very difficult sometimes because it's quite expensive production and high investments. The same for the biochar. Of course, you can use other fossil products, but if you would like to use this more green products, you may have to pay a little bit more. So they're willing to pay more, and you have as long as you have a mature market paying for that. We have a good business case, but in some case you need incitements from the government or higher taxes on fossils, etc. So that is what we're also working on to find markets from that perspective.
Yeah. So in order to get it running, you need different stakeholders to be part of it.
Yes, of course, that's very important, both in EU level, national level, and regional and local level. That's very important, I would say, to get these working in the long run. Yes.
What is your reflection? Is it hard to get stakeholders to invest in something circular now?
For example, like the biogas, I've been working in this field before. We have had a very good market for that, because all the buses in this area has been running on biogas, for example. Now the electricity take up the competition, of course, and that can be difficult for us. Yes. And the biochar is a new product. Today it's very low volume, and we are working on marketing this product to the stakeholders. So let's see. But I can see a very great potential in this. Yes.
And Ulf, is it possible that 99 of incoming waste can be repurposed in our city? Is it true?
Yeah, it's true. Currently, it is actually. So less than 1% are dumped and landfilled. It's only asbestos, insulation, and some ashes actually. But in the future, maybe it will be harder to find good offset for some of the more contaminated waste streams. But we are working on developing technologies for treating them for a better use as well. So, but currently, yes, correct.
So you mean that 99 of these of the waste of these 6 municipalities is being repurposed?
In some way or another. Yes, of course, energy production is one for heat production in Helsingborg, and also but loads of resources. Others say waste, we say resources, are coming back to the citizens in one way or another. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Resources instead of waste. I really like it. And now in H22, can you share with us projects that you are working on within, for instance, circularity, waste management solution?
Yeah. For example, within the waste logistics, and we have digital solution projects where when we collect waste, we always trying to find the most efficient way. And for example, we are doing some trials with sensors for instant communication and signal for collection and pickup of waste. These are still trials, but we can see a good potential in some areas and for some waste or, as I said, resource sectors. For less transport and more efficient logistics. And of course, in the end of the day, the lower cost for our customers and the lower emissions to the environment is the most important. But here I'm sure that we will show more during the H22 as well. Reuse of waste from building projects, actually. So today, loads of materials from building projects are coming to our site, and these can be handled as resources and going back to other building projects. For example, old windows, old doors, building bricks, etc. are today collected in some spaces around NSR and are collected back for new other building projects where they use the old windows and the old doors and building bricks, etc. for new projects. So that's actually for anyone to pick up and reuse. And this is something we are talking about some stakeholders as well for the building of some areas in the H22 area as well. So that can be shown at the expo. And I told you about the biochar, which is a great investment we are doing now, whereas we can show the positive effects of this biochar in the the soil and the cultivation in the city. These are some examples.
Now I'm really curious about the windows and doors. Do you sell them back or do you give them?
We give them, so they people can come and just collect it from these sites. Yes.
Yes. And now talking about people, you mentioned in the first example that you put sensors and so on. How do people react? Do they like it? Do they think this is cool, or they think, no, this is annoying?
Actually, what I was talking about is actually different ones. We have sensors for collecting some ways when the containers are almost filled up. There is a automatic sensor giving a signal for picking up, so that's not annoying at all. But we have also sensors, whereas the person having the containers at home have to switch themselves to get it picked up, and that's a test we are doing now, and which will be evaluated within a couple of months or this summer. So it depends, of course.
Is the idea to scale it up to Helsingborg city if it works?
If it works, yes. As I said, it's on evaluation phase at the moment, so I can't tell about the result. So we need to come back on that. Yes.
Yes, I understand. Well, I wish you all the good luck with this project, and me and many other will visit Helsingborg during the expo. So when we will be in Helsingborg 2022, what will we see? Can we visit the Vera Park, for instance?
Yeah, we are actually we have a plan to have guided tours at the park, the sustainable park. So, and then we can tell you more in detail, and we can show the exciting projects at site, of course. Yes.
Where is it? Is the park close to the city or is out of the city? Where is it located?
It's just outside Helsingborg, but it's close.
So now we're talking about the future and about this journey, and I believe there will be many challenges. So what are these challenges within this 1 year to the expo? What do you think?
Yeah, as I said, we are in a investment phase for example, for the biochar, which we see as an important part from our side. So I'm sure that we will face a number of challenges before we have everything work 100%. But actually, we are used to face challenges. There are always many things happening in the park, but what we see, the expo will be the time when everything is on air, when everything are on air. So, but the challenges we face daily, actually. So, yeah.
Can you mention an example of a challenge that you think you're gonna face?
Yeah, in any investment, you never really know what kind of challenge you face. Sometimes it's in the details. So, but we're used to that. So, and also the market, actually, how will the market react on the products, which, yeah, the resources coming back to the city here, and what kind of projects can we collaborate with the cities on, etc. So there are challenges in the whole value chain, I can see.
Yeah, but is it easy now for the municipalities to invest in circular, to put their money on the circular models? What do you see?
Our economy are divided in two important parts. One is paid from the citizens by a waste fee paid monthly, and the other is income from industry waste. whereas we handle industry waste, and there is a cost for that price, and the money from that goes back, goes back to the handling of all waste categories. So every municipality which is part of NSR take benefit of the income we get from the industry of handling their waste, because we're handling household waste and industry waste. So the industry waste gives us a profit which can be used to handle the household waste, which is normally only paid by this waste fee. So that's a good way for the municipalities to take benefit of our business model in NSR, whereas we handle the profit also for development projects for all our business and investments.
That's very interesting model. Is it common in Sweden to have this model in other part of Sweden, or it's special here in the south?
Yes, there are other companies having the same model, but it differs a lot. The way we handle it at NSR, whereas we have collection, we collect the household waste from the homes into our site, whereas we handle both this household waste together with the industry waste. Is that happens also in other part of Sweden, but we are quite unique.
Great. And now back to Helsingborg and talking about the expo. I believe the expo is going to be a very interesting moment in NSR, a journey. And what will happen after the expo?
Yeah, what we see is that the expo is an extra injection of giving focus on new innovations and development, but it's also something which has been a natural part of our DNA since many years at NSR. So we will continue like this in the same way also after the expo. And many of the projects we perform aims to fulfill the ambitious goals the city has set for 2035. And of course, we have a planet to save. So we will continue, of course. Indeed.
Yes, that's great to hear. And yeah, hopefully me and many of the listeners will visit Helsingborg, will visit the park, the Vera Park, and maybe see you there and talk further about the projects that you're doing.
More than welcome. More than welcome.
Thank you so much. And Ulf, I know you're new in your position and it's a big responsibility. So what motivates you to do what you do? Like with all these challenges?
Yeah, my motivation is about seeing the fruit of a new development. I have always been part of very fast developing and innovative companies. But of course, also to have a functional organization and people around with good skills and good teamwork.
Great. So, and I would love that we finish this very inspiring episode with you giving us 3 takeaway messages and also later 1 question for the listeners to reflect.
Professional wise, takeaway messages, I would like to say continuous improvement in all area of the company, both the big projects, but also in the little area of the company. Always think about how can we continue improvements. That's one part. And also being a pioneer and develop and take steps for change. Try to always be innovative and develop new ideas and try to take steps, bigger steps for change. Doing this, we have to take responsibility for the environment, but also our owners and the citizens. So in a responsible way, we do this. If you take it personal, 3 takeaway messages. So in the same way, continuous improvements, but both in personal development and your own skills. And also important to try hard to maintain your social relations, I would say. That's also an important part of life. And have fun. That's important, of course. I would like to have this on the 3. It has been a little bit more difficult during this pandemic situation. So you have to work a little bit harder to have fun yourself and be more you need to be more disciplined that way to really, because everybody, I'm sure, like the more IRL way to live.
Amazing. And one question for the listeners.
What is your daily contribution to a circular economy?
Wow. This is a really good question. Ulf, are you good in hashtagging? I need a hashtag also for the episode.
Okay. Yeah. You know, we have the waste steps from energy, reuse, and minimizing. I let's say hashtag reuse.
Okay, good one.
Yeah.
So, again, thank you so much, and hopefully see you in Helsingborg, and I'm very happy to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. You learned something new and also got inspired by the guest. Don't forget to share the episode on your social media and recommend it to people you think they are really interested in this topic. Thank you so much again for giving your valuable time to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif. Keep up the good work. Keep loving cities.